Greetings, everyone. My live stream like this again. I put it on portrait, but it came like this. So we're not here to get the Shias into trouble or hurt your feelings, Shia's feelings, right? And this is not going to get the Shias into trouble, is it? So can you hear me? Just testing. My live stream is like this now. Put it on portrait. Can you hear me? No Shia messing about. Oh, sorry, excuse me. With my live stream. Perhaps you have insight hours. No, just kidding. Maybe I'm serious. I don't know. So become a little cynical and sarcastic. Please forgive me. I know not what I do, but I know about this. So I said, I was a Shia, believe it or not. Believe it or not, I was a Shia. Do not believe it, like Tamur, and tell me what was that prayer when you sit in the namaz? The last rakah, you say Assalamu alaikum to Rasulullah and Anna for ourselves too. Is that the prayer? Because I don't know what you call it, but I know the prayer we say. I used to say when sitting in the namaz, last rakat. Anyways, believe it or not, like in Arabic, the lady here asked me, about this. Oh, so she had the Arabic word, although she is an Indian Muslim who used to come here. So I was like, what is that? She said, you don't know what that is? Oh, she meant khatna, and I had forgotten the Urdu word also, but knew the English word like circumcision. Oh, so there's a different word in Arabic for khatna. You know that for little boys, they do. My brother also got it done. I remember. He had this bandage. Anyhow, so we're not here. I'm not here to get anyone hurt, but you remember Shias, apostates against apostates, 12 Shias. What is your ruling? Death penalty for the male and for females, life imprisonment. Life imprisonment, yeah. And I'm not able to still speak properly. Anyhow, on this ayat, I will go. Surya, we're going to look at Aka Medipuya's commentaries. Right? So I'm eager to really finish this. How you would blame me. So as a Shia, even, like, I was like, is my Allah doing justice to the polytheists here with these ayahs? So I had to really interrogate Allah on ayahs against polytheists, right? And against the Jews and all. I hope that you will be doing the same thing, being inspired by my ways. Sorry. So that Zahra the Great. Allahu Akbar. Right? For you, this Allah. Okay. For the politics, this Allah, the goddess or what? Anyhow, Akbar, still Akbar. So this is Surah Baqarah at 190, Sharker's translation, English translation, and fight in the way of Allah with those who fight with you. And do not exceed the limits. Surely Allah does not love those who exceed the limits. Booyah commentary is the message of Islam is universal, right? From early times, the Muslims were only permitted to fight in self-defense when there is no option and in the face of persecution. But I hope that not after that, wherever you find these persecutors, kill them, right? Don't know, maybe like in Surah 33, ayat 60 to 61. Now that ayat could be applied to these persecutors of Muslim believers who have stopped persecuting, but still you don't stop. You keep fighting, even in Surah 2, ayat 193, that we will come to later after this, seeing the contradictions now. Okay, however, the Muslims must fight. The strength of Islam lies in its certainty of ultimate victory over aggression, transgression. What does transgression mean? Right? So, did you not transgress? Did Allah not transgress by in Surah Hashr by casting terror into the hearts of those disbelievers? And they broke their houses when they had not broken the Muslim believers' houses. We're not told in the Quran that is the case. So transgressing there, wasn't that transgression against those disbelievers? And the believers broke the houses of those disbelievers. And ascribing falsehood to Allah. Oh, so there's more, like not only persecution, aggression, transgression, but they're ascribing falsehood. So keep fighting them or fight them, or the ultimate victory is for them. Look at how Al-Qamadi Puya has put it. Does he really represent the true Islam, the Islam of these ayats? I don't know. Let's see. So I don't think so. What about the ayat, Surah 5, ayat 6, what is it? Surah 5, ayat 32. You cannot kill except for a soul, and a soul for a soul, and fasad. So what is fasad? You can kill for fasad. And fasad has a wide connotation, for God's sakes. So I saw that, right? The meaning of fasad, taking Quran ayats. Cannot rely on Islamic history alone and read it like, it's true, right? And the tafsir, Sunni Shia tafsir, or any other Muslim tafsir on the Quran ayats. So the way I did my research as to neutral, and take even the, do you see that I could not take the history like you people take it, or interpret it like Shia does, or Sunni does, or Quran only does, but the way it should be interpreted and understood by even who have not studied the Quran. Once they hear it, they're supposed to recognize the signs. Sometimes Allah says this. Recognize the signs of Allah once they hear it also. So what does that mean? Does that mean after Prophet Muhammad, an Imam is supposed to be present with the Quran to recite to you as the Holy Prophet, the last Prophet recited, the Holy Prophet recited at that time, so that when you hear it, you believe in it, and it's evident, it gives you evidence. That's not there. I found that missing too. Now, let's go ahead. And ascribing falsehood to Allah and His last prophet, like you will have victory. What does this mean over these who ascribe falsehood to Allah? Now, the Jews, Christians, and the polytheists and disbelievers ascribe falsehood to Allah. And remember, and His last prophet, even not only Allah, but His last prophet. So, fitna can mean oppression, can also mean persecution, seduction, all implying the discord. You see, Akamedibuya has put implied here, the word implying, but then what has he done in Surah 33, ayat 37? Hmm? Sorry, I'll make these mistakes because the enemy wants me to make these mistakes. And I'm a bit possessed and in a funny mood here. I apologize for that. So you see, Akamedipuya just goes as implied that the right course should be taken. But he doesn't go, if he had gone into step by step, then like the Sunni Tafsir, he would not be able to avoid saying that Prophet Muhammad did not come up to the standard that Allah wanted to give him, the position Allah wanted to give him here, and the rest. So there he avoids giving a tafsir like the Sunni exegetes have given, tafsir experts have given. Again, okay, so implied, right? What is this? Sorry, excuse me, implied. Why am I being so like this? Distracted. Implying. Okay, it's implying, but can it also imply, Akamedipuya here, that fitna means now the attachment with ghair Allah, other than Allah, brings about, it is whatever it brings about, this oppression and all this, right? So kill the disbelievers, not only the polytheists. So at least he said it in a way here, a soft manner. You see, if you don't get it. So discord, that attachment with ghair Allah brings about these aggressions, transgression, ascribing falsehood to Allah and His last prophet. Fitna can mean, fitna, oppression, sorry, can bring about oppression, persecution, seduction, discord, that attachment with ghair Allah. What if these, and it's not right, disbelievers can be peaceful people, but they just don't want to believe in this. And why should they believe in this? I've seen the contradictions in the Quran ayats. Contradictions because I took them on a level that you want me not to take, and in the context you want, the Shias want me to take, or the Sunnis want me to take. No, contradictions should not be there at any level, right? And these are not supposed, this is not supposed to be poetry by a wafer. So Allah is supposed to be make sure, Allah is supposed to make sure that the Quran ayats are understood well, because lives are at stake, a lot is at stake. Right? How to, if you misinterpret, you could become a radical Muslim. Oh, according to the Sunnis and the Shias, misinterpret and not put these ayats in the context they're supposed to be put and kept there for that time being. Then you'd become a radical Muslim. But you say for Surah 33, ayat 60 to 61, that even reading in context go against the hypocrites and those who have been persecuting, but now they've stopped. But they were persecuting the Muslims and all this, and yet go and kill them wherever you find them. Seize them, capture them, kill them wherever, massacre them. And only Imam Ali went doing that, or the other believers were allowed to do that. Once the Prophet sent Abu Bakr, right? Why did the Prophet send Abu Bakr? Before even God sent a revelation for Surah Tawbah, Barat. And then Jibrail came and said, no, no, send one of your own. Now this ayat has come. So Ali had to race to get to Abu Bakr, right? And tell him to stop. I will be saying this. Surah Tawbah, it's without Bismillah. Oh. And you have been telling me this, and I gulped it and I believed in it, never critically examined it. Excuse me? First Prophet Muhammad sent Abu Bakr to for Hajj, or he wasn't going, and to announce this, and then Jibrail came, and like, uh, so it's not right. Okay, I'm like this actually. I don't like that, but the thing is that I have to explain it properly. It changed, right? Okay, so it changed. Ah, yes. Allah sends signs and changes it, cancels them for better signs and all this. Sorry. So when I was reading Allama Majlisi and all that, I was saying, what is this? Then I told my aunt, I had to tell her that how can, which which things of which narrations of Imams to take and what is this? So she gave me a reason behind this. What ridiculous. The Prophet Muhammad liked perfume and women and beauty, and isn't that what's this? So she said, oh, there were enemies at the time of Allama Majlisi, and they wouldn't allow him until he put the truth, maybe against Prophet Muhammad. No, no, the falsehood. Sorry. Again, like, we find the truth against about Prophet Muhammad in what the Sunnis take as Sahih Sittah. Ridiculous. So now, fight what? The strength of Islam or victory gained. So you're not because if you believe in a ghair Allah, other than Allah, polities believed in this Allah. They said like polities believe in this Allah, right? Surah Yusuf ayat also 106. They don't believe in a ghair Allah, but only not this, but that associating with Allah is haram, is unforgivable sin. How fair is this to the polytheists? Shia Tafsir brings about this, right? This brings about fitna, oppression, persecution, seduction. Oh, so you're supposed to keep fighting them until you make them what? Muslims. Coming to Surah, same Surah, ayat 193, right? War is detestable. A surah, okay, brings about, it is used as in verse 217 of this surah, war is detestable, but fitna is worse, right? So, because war is detestable, but fitna is worse, meaning it will lead to this war. Okay, so please bring to, now where is my mind going? Attacking the caravans. I hope you Shias, you worked out Surah Anfal from the Tafsir that even Prophet Muhammad wanted the Muslims to attack the goods, the caravan filled with goods of the Makkan pagan polytheists, idol worshippers. Is that right? Is that the way? Usurping, attacking, misappropriating property just because they were expelled, right? So that's violence against violence, revenge. That's violence against violence. Here, but you will give me Surah Fusilat. Your enemy will become a bosom friend. You will give me Surah Mumtahana ayats. Don't fight the non-violent. But those who have expelled you from your homes, and why did the polytheists expel Prophet Muhammad? Just because they had a grudge against Islam? So they were blamed for usurping, right? Weren't they? We saw the tafsir, I think. Yeah? Usurping the Kaaba, Shia tafsir. Now, how long did Allah take after Abraham and Ismail made the Kaaba, were there, took care of it, and then left it? And which prophet went back to the Kaaba? How long did Allah take to bring a prophet and say, this was Abraham and Ismail's? This is not yours, Baltis. How many years passed? But the Baltis are blamed for usurping the Kaaba. Muslims are not blamed for usurping the goods or attacking the caravans of the Muslims because they were expelled. Look it up. It's, oh my goodness. But, the reason and all, I wish I was eloquent to explain further, but I'm really losing my energy and I have been, but sometimes please bear with me. You think I'm making excuses. I'm not. Although I have been losing energy and coming here with whatever I have. I've been, I've didn't even finish my breakfast tea. But do I want to emotionally blackmail you into this, or use my uh this? I'm just saying my performance, and like sometimes I might not be able to explain in detail. So that's the reason why. Okay, but I have to come here and try and explain it. So don't use my thing. Sometimes like people using it everything against me or whatever they can find, like zooming in, magnifying, and then magnifying it. Okay. Islam promotes peace, order, and harmony. However, this ghair Allah, but fitna is worse than slaughter. And fitna leads to war. Islam promotes peace, order, and harmony in the human society. Which human society? Not the ghair Allah human society, right? You get this discord that the ghair Allah, other than Allah, people create. You see? So, um, human society? Yes. This means that no human is supposed to worship other than Allah, right? Which brings about such things like aggression, um, fitna, oppression, persecution, seduction, implying discord, right? What does this mean? Hello, is my English simple as possible for even the Pakistani Urdu speakers to understand, or Indian Muslims to understand, and Arab Muslims also to understand if they don't know English? They haven't really, but little bit. Is it as, but it's not that expressive. Like I haven't explained it properly. I know this much, right? So sorry, and my tone about my tone also because I was a Shia, you see, and breaking down my inside. Sorry, even now. Now you see, Ghair Allah, so Islam promotes peace, order, and harmony. I got that, but you see, later on, Islam also promotes freedom of choice to. Uh, please, on one hand, Akamidipuya is saying Islam promotes freedom of choice, right? In religion. No, it doesn't. This is the reason why fitna is worse than slaughter. Islam promotes peace, order, and that's why you have to become believers. Ghair Allah. Discord, which could cause, implying it could cause, or it causes discord. Now keep fighting them until they. So, what would be the proper interpretation, explanation, and proper reading and understanding and of Surah, same Surah Ayat 193? Shias, fight them until end. What would be the proper, correct meaning for until deen is for Allah, religion is for Allah? Not only, and then Akamidipuya, but look at what Akamidipuya has. How can I accept that? Contradiction. He's contradicting himself. And this is what all Shias believe in. Freedom of choice given and this. And deen, religion means deen for Allah means. So again, I can read all this. Oh, let's go to 193. Then this ayat, and fight with them until there is no persecution, and religion should be only for Allah. But if they desist, then there should be no hostility except against the oppressor. Now, I'm doing this for justice. Where do and whether Allah should have brought these kind of ayats where we need commentaries and we need our imams, the rightful appointed by Allah. Sorry, the ones appointed by Allah, right? We need to rely on all this. Quran is not enough. Prophet Muhammad's last sermon was, I leave behind you two weighty things. If you hold on to these two, you would never, 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 three times he repeated himself, never, never, never go astray. So Omar bin Khattab saying Quran is enough, that's wrong. That's why the Ahl Sunnah take the Quran and they say Prophet Muhammad said, the Quran and my Sunnah. Shias believe the Quran and my Itrat. What is Itrat? My family, progeny, chosen Imams by Allah after me. So, so here, Akamati Puyagan says fighting evil should continue, even if they've stopped fighting now. See? So Allah says if they stop fighting, just in that ayat 190 or which one? Stop fighting them, meaning. But then he tells you he changes his mind or what? He tells you to keep fighting these. So there's a contradiction here. But if you keep reading this tafsir and all this, you are definitely to go brainwashed, become brainwashed, go into that brainwash mode, right? How come I didn't? I got out of the brainwashing mode. I was sticking to my neutral as a neutral judge first. I stuck to that. Not my religion. You know, when I was in college, when I joined Karachi, in Karachi college, I was like, nothing is mine. So this sense, this belonging, oh, she said this to my sister, I'm going to, this is not right. See if it is for justice that she said this against your sister, or she said this against my brother. Whatever she said, did she say it on justified means? Was it justified? Not just because she's your sister that you feel that sense of, that ownership. My sister, mine, mine, mine. So I said, I'm not going to do this. For truth and justice, I'm doing this. I'm not your enemy. Neither do I want to hurt anyone. But can you, if you see, if you don't see the truth about these ayats, then you're not being just against those who were disbelievers, right? In Surah Hashar ayats. And when you do so much research you've done to say that Umar bin Khattab injured Fatima so much, and you go into detail about that and pen and paper against Umar bin Khattab, Shias, how the thought pattern you take, the details you take, and all this. I took it like this also for the polytheists. Let me see if Allah is right or wrong. So it came against Allah. Even if it be the truth be against yourselves, your parents, your this, right? Justice, for justice, I'm doing this. Believe it or not. If not, leave it. But you see, I'm from the 12 Shias. And I could have, if Sayyid Ali here in Dubai, Al Hakim says, life imprisonment for her. Why is she doing this publicly also? Should have quietly left. Then my thing would be life imprisonment. Even when I've left this religion, I have nothing. Oh, I have something to do with this religion due to justice, truth. Even if a Shia Ayatollah, Grand Ayatollah Marja says against me, but I'm haksini hating. I get passionate, sorry. But I don't want to brainwash, emotionally blackmail you in this way with my passion. So please, sorry, sometimes I should be level headed, like the Europeans, Britishers. And sorry, I have this bad. This. Okay, so I should remain consistent, right? I don't like emotional blackmailing and all this. That I feel I was in this religion, the Imams, Imam Zainul Abidin, Bibi Zainab, disregarding uh, Prophet Muhammad's, how he took, don't, Safiya bint Huyay and Juwairiya bint, right? So I definitely took Ibn Ishaq on that. I don't to take just the history of Islam that is for Islam, and I had to take that where Prophet Muhammad goes to the house of Zaid and Zainab, and Zainab is married to Zaid, forced marriage. So here, for justice sake, you would say, what? I want to burn all the bridges here for the Shias also. So you never go back to this saying that if you're with me here and if you're listening and if you followed me, right? Ali, the champion of, oh, wait a minute. So, oh, sorry, the Tafsir on uh, Ayat 193 is Ayah 193. Fighting evil should continue until its power base is dislodged, right? Akametipuya, actually, after which it should be stopped. Fitna has been explained in verse 191 of the surah, yes, and it means that until these disbelievers become Muslims. If they remain disbelievers, they will create this discord, fitna, worshipping a ghair Allah or not worshipping anyone, but just following ghair Allah, other than Allah. So this ayat in short, and he zoomed into polytheism, like in context. And if they desist means when the polytheists renounce false gods and idol worshipping and come into the fold of the true faith, Islam, and believe in one and only true God. Maybe Hakam and Tipuya couldn't leave Islam. I don't know what it was. Was he a Sayyid? Some prejudice, I don't know. Anyways, I can't attack him like that, right? I can't, because I'm not sure about that, so I can't, but just wondering. That's it. Just wondering, not judging him, not condemning him. Fighting evil should continue. Okay. Deen should be only for Allah, making it clear that the purpose of fighting in the way of Allah is to remove persecution, corruption, and mischief, which suppress liberty. No, which bring because of ghair Allah, right? Believing in ghair Allah, not the divine laws sent by Allah. Taking the ayat generally, it means fight the disbelievers who have fought you, keep fighting them until they become believers. But look how Aka Medipuya has put it. And then he's gone on to suppress liberty. Oh, mischief. Look, he's not making sense here about the religion, Islam, ayat. So the ayats he gives are those which say do not fight. The Surah Mumtahan ayat is already given, not here. Surah Hajj ayat. But where are churches, synagogues, and temples, the poor polytheist temples allowed in Makkah or Medina, Yathrib, or in Arabia? They were not allowed. Sharif Khan has come here and says, I will, if I could, he would take his hands on this humanitarian king of Arabia, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. King, I call him, right? Compassionate, tolerant, compassionate, more than tolerant, compassionate. Now, where are the temples allowed in any Arabian part, country? Why did he permit the temple in an Arabian? This is Prophet Muhammad's. This is Islam, and it's near Makkah, UAE, Abu Dhabi. Would the Shia allow it? Huh? If you're against that, Sunnis are misinterpreted. They've taken from the enemies of Islam. But if Ahmadi Puria is giving Surah Hajj ayat 40, wouldn't you Shias also agree to Sharif Khan about at least not allowing a Hindu temple to be built in Arabia? Huh? So that would go against Surah Hajj ayat 40. Hmm? Contradiction. Freedom for mankind. In verse 40 of the Surah Hajj, it is said that Allah repels some men by means of others to keep safe synagogues, churches, and cloisters. What about the temples of the idol worshippers? Oh, so he allows this polytheists now. Jews have become polytheists because they say Azra is the son of God. Christians are polytheists because and disbelievers thus also. I've shown you the ayats against Christians. Polytheists because they say Jesus Christ is Allah or the Son of Allah, right? God. Yet, Aka Medipuya is saying, what is he just giving us Surah Hajj ayat 44? You see, has he not seen the contradictions? So he's not giving those ayats, he's cherry picked. God knows what this Quran was. I don't know. It has contradictions, but so he's giving a good ayat to say that Islam allows, but there are other ayats which are against this. Against the politics, giving water to the pilgrims and maintaining Masjid al-Haram because you are polytheists, you are disbelievers. Who are you to maintain Masjid al-Haram and give water to the pilgrims? Now, what about that ayat? Are they fighting? Just for maintaining. Quran ayat says maintaining. They were maintaining. No, you cannot because you are disbelievers and you would go into discord and fitna. You are the ones. Now, what did Hazrat Abraham and his followers say? In Surah Mumtahan ayat 4, enmity and hatred, they started it. Hazrat Ibrahim, okay, let's call him Hazrat Ibrahim, right? Or should I do that? Abraham and his followers. I shouldn't. Against the polytheists, disbelievers. Enmity and hatred until you believe in what we believe in, one Allah. Hmm? It said that Allah repels some. That conveniently only Surah Hajj ayat 40, but there are contradictory ayats against Surah Hajj ayat 40. Jews and Christians have now fallen into the ayats. They are polytheist disbelievers. Every man may have the freedom to remember God. Every man? What about those polytheists who say Surah Zumar ayat 3 also? And these Jews and Christians, they're supposed to be fought against until they pay the jizya. No, but these are, according to perfect dawah, these are not Jews and Christians. They were Romans who didn't believe in Allah, but they, God or, oh God, but this is how Allah puts it now against the Jews and the Christians, and you, oh, so how you interpret. So the way I did and showed you, uh, it all falls into place and it goes to that no one should, even the jizya was temporary, right? The Surah Tawbah at 1, 2, 3. And I gave you the true meaning of layunakum, yalunakum, kun or kum, of Surah 9, ayat 1, 2, 3, taking it from Surah 3, ayat. Those you have spared, meaning. That's how that's close. So now kill them, fight them, or until, meaning they become Muslims, right? Bottom line. So sorry, Aka Medipuya is also misrepresented. Okay, he's given Surah Hajj ayat. Yes, this means that the freedom to remember God according to his own belief. Uh, Surah Yusuf ayat 106. And against the polity, so many ayats. Right? And this ayat also, Aka Medipuya himself says. So if they desist means when the polities renounce, they have to leave their gods, false gods and idol worshipping, and come into the fold of the true faith, Islam. But you see what Aka Puya, he's looking at these ayats, Surah Hajj ayat, which actually then there are ayats against the disbelievers, right? And this ayat also means keep fighting the disbelievers until religion is for Allah, not only specifically these idol worship, these polytheists who worship idols. Please, it's not in context. The ayat doesn't make sense, and then you see the contradictions here. The meaning of deen should only be for Allah is a contradiction here by Aga Medipuya. There's no freedom in this religion, and by means of others to keep safe synagogues, churches, cloisters, and cloisters. Sorry, I missed them. Every man may have the freedom to remember God. According to Surah Hajj Ayat 40, right? But does the polytheists have the freedom? And then I've shown you, no, even the Jews and the Christians have no freedom in Islam anymore. Surah 4, Ayat 47. O you who have been given the scripture, believe. So Aka Medipuya doesn't give Surah 4, Ayat 47. Every man may have the freedom to remember God according to his own belief. Are you saying the Christians and the Jews go free? Polytheists are supposed to be fought against, not the Jews and the Christians? Akamedipuya and Shias following this? But what about this ayat then? Surah 4 ayat 47, where Allah uses compulsion, force against them. Although he says, like this confirms what what has been sent down now, right? With what you have, confirming what is with you from before. O you who have been given the book, believe in what we have revealed, confirming what is with you from before, that we, if face. Now, where's the freedom here? The ones who have been given the book are also the Jews and the Christians, right? Included in this, and some others, maybe the Zoroastrians and who not. What? Who else? Huh? Where is the freedom for mankind to practice what they believe in? Oh, sorry. How has Allah Akam put it? Oh God. Again. Oh, look at this, right? Shaitan is doing its work. I think. Its work here. Supposed to go quickly, it's show you, right? Multilingual Quran. Now, hit me, beat me, imprison me for life. I'm here for the haq and for polity as anyone. See, I'm with the oppressed. I'm for justice. Even it be against me, my mother, my father, their belief, the poor, the rich, who are oppressed in Pakistan, the Shias and the Ahmadis and where is it now? Where was it? Surah Baqarah. So, polities, um, when our living Imam returns, he will put an end to politism and make available true freedom for mankind. Sorry, I get stuck. Maybe I need uh, someone who is patient, like, and doesn't use the tone at times I use. Christian Prince or Awais Karni. No, Awais Iqbal. But he's too soft. He won't do this, will he? Like this. The root of evil is in polytheism. Whatever, but then you see, where was it? Oh my God. Every man may have, so polytheists are not man. Every man may have the freedom to remember God. Even now, these with the synagogues and churches and cloisters would not have the freedom, would they? Taking Surah 4, Ayat 47. Huh? Two? What? I keep, sorry, excuse me. Really terrible at this. They may have the freedom to remember God. Remember God. Remember God. Polities don't, even the Christians and the Jews, I'm showing you now, don't have this freedom to remember their God. Ghair Allah, according to his own belief. Akamedi Puya? Like, because I'm not that debating thing, so I'm not coming to the point. I'm just repeating myself and saying, really? What? Like that. I become emotional. I apologize. Hakaro matam poli oppressors ka azadaro. Nadeem sir. No hakam. Hakaro matam Hussain ka azadaro. Oh, क्या बात है. भूल आहिस्ता फेंको. Indian, Hindu, Indian, obvi song. बड़ी खूबसूरत शिकायत है ये जो औरों का दिल तोड़ते रहते हैं खुदा का वास्ता खुदा का नाम लेके ये नहीं कहें right Shias also you look not only Sunnis and Muslim lo. So I get emotional. I apologize. Uh, my father's right that I'm emotional people. So how will I become an advocate, right? I, oh, Judge Sahab. nahi, nahi. Ooh, my blood boiling. I can't speak. I'm stuck. I'm just repeating myself. I'm in trauma. I'm sorry, my feelings come in the way. Okay, but still, I'm trying. Every man may have the freedom to remember God. How to put it? Any debater, David Wood, Christian Prince, or some ex-Muslim who the Muslims will not be irritated, aggravated by it, and would understand, listen to, or have a debate with, and be no, it's okay. He's a nice, he's fair. David Wood. Every man may have the freedom to remember God. Surah, see now, which ayat does he goes to Surah Baqarah 256, 256. He doesn't remember. But what about Surah 4, ayat 47? Now come at the puya. Huh? I'm here to give. Allama Majlisi writes, I'm not concerned about the people, but for the truth. I write, whatever the people may say against me. How has he written it in his ending of the book? Hayatul Qulub, volume 1 and 2. So I took a shortcut because of my condition also. Okay. No. So this, right? So, no, this is not politics only and read in context. So much in context that time politics are fighting. Keep fighting them. But they're contradicted. Fight the disbelievers. So now, actually, in general, you see, now let me speak in general like Ahmed Puya also does. What should I? That you see, the bottom line is that anyone worshipping Ghair Allah or being with Ghair Allah will create discord, fitna, fight all of them. So how come in this age or any after this, you should not fight them? Huh? Tell me. Huh? And it's but there are contradictions here also. Like no, you get it, the contradiction. Or but yeah, I. It's not that I think. I only take logic. Then I'm not even a forget MA in logic. I'm sure there are from Pakistan and from Pakistan University would be better than me, right? But look, why can't you see this? They're more eligible judges of Pakistan, Shia judges, and like in the Pakistani courts. So because I'm emotional, I get all this funny and strange. I'm down, Zara, and don't think you. Where are you? Who do you think you are? Telling the Shias against Akamedipu. Or the Tafsir of Akamedipu. We are not against his person. So how shall I put it? Bring it to you, Shias. My dear Shias. Tragedy. Bee Gees. Freedom to remember God. Every man may have. So taking Surah Hajj ayat, yes. But taking Surah 4 ayat 47, no. Not even the Jews and the Christians who have synagogues, churches, and cloisters have the freedom to remember God according to his own belief. Why did not Ahmed Buya take Surah 4 ayat 47 against? Now he gives Surah Baqarah, Surah 2 ayat 256. Let there be no compulsion. There is no compulsion in religion. Huh? Yes. Pay attention. Pay attention. So, due to this and Imam Hassan's grand sacrifice, haven't you also done injustice to the polities? Not because being brainwashed, right? Being brainwashed and emotionally blackmailed. Ah, how they did. What they did after Prophet Muhammad to his family members, persecution. They didn't leave them. Ah, LLB. Oh, against polities, disbelievers, these hypocrites. Now, wait a minute, yeah? So now you see clearly, right, the contradictions. If they desist means when the polities renounce. No, when all of them renounce, not only the politics. In context, now, okay, you may say in context it's the polities here who fought them and uh, expelled them from their homes and all this. But should you take all the circumstances, you would tell me, like not only one, right? So here in context, yes, it's the polities, but it's also it has a general, um, this thing, like, it has a general meaning. Huh? Desire. Fight with them until there is no persecution, and religion should be only for Allah, meaning not what Aka Medipuya has given explaining in context. I understand, but I don't agree. Get it? So, but it has a general meaning to it that should be only for Allah, meaning they should become Muslims, right? Muslim believers. But if they desist from being disbelievers, then there should be no hostility except against the oppressors. Okay, who are the zalimi? So Allah should not, this has a general meaning to it also, this ayah, not only in context here, and the previous, continuing from the previous ayats, where there are other ayats like Surah 4, ayat 47, which Allah Medipuya has missed explaining. So, in what circumstances, right? Let's go to like a multilingual Quran on Surah 4, ayat. Aka Medipuya's commentary, 47. Please refer to the commentary of Al Baqarah 40 to 42, ayats 40 to 42, and for Sabbath, Surah Baqarah 65. Before we alter the faces, again, so how quickly I also forget, means disfigure the visages beyond. Now you see, again, Akamedipuya here gives Surah Baqarah, or say that the Christians and the Jews have, man has the freedom to worship Allah according to their belief? No. Turn them towards their back means, according to Imam Muhammad al-Baqir, Imam Imam Baqir, right? Reverting the people of the book to their previous position when there was no divine guidance. But altering faces means disfigure the visages physically beyond recognition. Visage beyond recognition means disfigure their visages. Disfigure, it could mean physical, right? Spoil the appearance of. Okay. Spoil the appearance of, and visage, meaning a person's face, with reference to the form of proportions of the features. So physical, like features and all, facial expressions. So it means physically, proportions of the features, form or proportions of the features of the face, person's face. This means physically obliterate the faces, distorting the features, facial features, pro- making it disproportionate. So, you see, so before we alter the faces means disfigure their visages beyond recognition. Oh, Hussein, what violence. God, Allah is this. Now, Aka Medipuya should have given and explained the difference between Surah 4 ayat 47 and Surah Baqarah 2:56. There is no compulsion in religion, says Allah. Truth stands out clear from error. There is no compulsion in religion. So, Shias, against apostates, what would you do now? What will your marjas? Would you not change? Life imprisonment for the females and death penalty for the male apostates? I'm giving you evidence against your religion and contradiction. There's a contradiction. And what did Allah say in Surah, which one? 4 ayat? Reflect on the Quran. If there are much contradictions, it would be from ghair Allah, other than Allah. So isn't this now enough to say that this is from other evidence I have proven, not saying, so I should use that language. Evidence against Islam, taking the tafsirs. And I don't mean to I don't mean to insult or anything. I just mean to show the evidence or not now in detail now so that you would also not feel so sorry. Mazlum Hussein and all this. And what zulm was done, what wicked cruelty, atrocities committed, persecution against Prophet Muhammad's all family, and also against the polytheists of that time, and and later on after Prophet Muhammad against his Ahlul Bayt. So you would not take the action against what you take against apostates and blasphemers. We are not blasphemers. We are truth seekers, and we have found this. So leave those apostate females and males alone. Shias also 12 Shias. Because if you believe in this, right, being that means every man has a freedom. Taking Aka Medipuya, aren't you doing injustice? Still, Islam is not that. And then you will be saying, are you also, to apostate? You're misguiding the people to the fire of hell, which Allah has promised the disbelievers. And so you are misguiding us when our Islam is about peace and this. Look what Aka Matipuya says. Yet, 12 Shias, what's against apostate woman, female, even a girl, life imprisonment. So that's why I'm doing this in more detail now. It is important that there were Jews like Abdullah. That's it. Like, no, Surah. So you see why Akka Medipuya can't give Surah Baqarah, but he's given Surah Baqarah at 65 here. He knows about Surah Baqarah, Sabbath breakers on Sabbath breakers. But what about there's no compulsion in religion? Bring Surah Baqarah again here. Akka Medipuya, but no. He brings it there to tell you that there's no compulsion in religion. Islam allows. So in Surah 2, Ayat 193, please, are you still remonstrating about something? Do you care about those oppressed who would leave this religion on truth, haq, with their evidence, finding evidence against this, that it is against the freedom of man to remember God according to their own belief. Islam is against this. Surah 4, even Allah is against it now in Surah 4, ayat 47. Huh? You have misrepresented Islam by believing in this and putting those in and saying you are ignorant. You have been told the wrong thing about Islam. Freedom, so that taking Surah Hajj ayat 4, yes, but not Surah 4 ayat 47 and Surah Baqarah 256, yes. So now telling me to read this in context, but it also has that this ayat has a general meaning too. Not only in context should be read that if they do this, means they're fighting you, so stop fighting. And also, no, keep fighting until they become Muslims. Only they become Muslims? No, it has a general meaning too now here, right? And why would it have a general meaning? Not only in context. So now, even those who are not fighting you, fight them, meaning, right? We're going to look at that. Maybe in this live stream, or I'll keep this question. So now, what was the question by me? So that I don't forget. Oh, thank God for this. So, um, let me see. I can't. I can't wait. I can't wait. So this is me. Sorry, restless. Can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, driver, go fast. I have to go to the therapist. And I've thought of all the things I've once tell the therapist, my therapist, when I was separated from my teacher, just for this, therapist. Oh, but Mrs. Hudson, I forgot this. Wait, I have to say this. Oh, I forgot. So I've missed it. So this is what in the bathroom I'm thinking of this live stream. What I should say, but I didn't say it properly, and I can't make notes. I'm too restless. But I'll come back soon. Thank you so much. Take a break. Right. Thank you for your time and attention. Really appreciate it. Well, so I try to make myself beautiful, ugly self. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your time.
We'll be back. Until then, thank you so much.